And every time some error happens and you get disappointed in your situation, a little bit of that dream flame, a little bit of that inspiration that's going to get you to success, a little bit of that motivation and drive gets kicked out of you. This was actually a series of videos that I intended to be for my son, so you could watch on YouTube. That way these videos can be immortalized on YouTube, and as he grows up he can take some lessons away from these videos and maybe even add to some of the videos that I've made. I wanted to make sure that, like, if I were to die in a few months, that these videos would live on so he can take some advice and wisdom as he grows older. But I started thinking, anybody could probably take something away from these videos, so I guess they're for any age. You could be younger than me, you could be older than me. Everyone's going through different stages in their lives, so maybe there's something you can take away from this video. This video is actually a lesson that I've learned when I was a lot younger. I was at least 18 or 19 years old. I was working at the post office at the time. I was working indoors, and there was an older man in there, and he was talking to me about, my dreams. And at the time I was super open about my dreams and things like that. Now I actually keep them quiet and guard myself from that. But at the time, hold on, am I in focus? Yeah. So at the time for this, I was telling him I wanted a Lamborghini and I can't wait to buy one, and I want this and a big house and a mansion, all sorts of things that, like a young person would want when you're still full of dreams. And he had told me, like, he kind of laughed some of the stuff off, which is, I feel like that's a normal thing that people do to people. They kind of laugh off your dreams, or they think you're just kind of like, if you're probably thinking like, dude, life hasn't even hit you in the face yet. Like, life is gonna hit you, you little 18-year-old, and you don't even know it yet. Because I think stuff like that sometimes too, but I make an effort to not shut down people's dreams for the exact same reason, because you don't know, and you can't judge other people's successes or failures just based on whatever you went through. You can't think that just because you failed at something that someone else will. That's not how it works. And this old man had told me, never lose your imagination. Never let that go. That little creativity, that little spark that you have, never let it go. And he told me, because when you get older, things are going to happen to you, and that little spark will go away. And you end up becoming like one of them, like a little worker that, like, you just become like a drone, or just like a little pog, or like one of many. You're just in there, you're living, you're working, you die. Every day you go to work, every day you come home, every day it's the same dinner, every day it's the same wife, same kid. You don't even appreciate anything. Life has a funny way of sucking your soul out and making you lose your dreams, and making you really just want to give up and just kind of go with the flow, because it's easier to go with the flow. Nobody wants to. It takes effort to, like, actually plan something out. It takes effort to plan success. It takes effort to get skinny, to lose weight, to build muscle. Anything worth anything takes effort and time, and it's easier to just go with the flow. And you know what? When you go with the flow, a lot of people don't give you a hard time about it. You're average. That's cool. No one's going to give you a hard time for being average. You start leveling yourself up, people are going to start criticizing you, telling you've changed, they're gonna say that you think you're better than everyone else. People are they won't say it to your face sometimes, but they love to see you fall. Like, the minute, like, you need to go pawn something to, like, get a little bit of money to make the rent, or the minute they see that, like, maybe you had a certain type of car lifestyle and then you're not in that lifestyle anymore, they won't tell it to you in your face, because that might be rude. Maybe some will, but most of the time they won't. But they will think it. They will judge you behind your backs. They love to see you fall down. They love to see that little win, because now they're like, great, we were just about to level ourselves up, and at the perfect timing he leveled himself down. So now, like, it seems as if they're, I guess, better than you, or on another level that you're not on anymore. It's weird how that type of stuff works, but you gotta ignore that, and you've got to use it as fuel. You've got to keep pushing. Never lose that imagination. Never lose that clarity of the dream you want. It starts off with little things. It'll start off with you, like, at first you're gonna be saying like, oh, I want the Lamborghini. And then, like, you know, maybe you might say that like in your 18s, like teenage years or whatever. You might say like, all right, maybe not the Lamborghini, but maybe a Maybach, maybe just a Corvette, you know? Then it'll be like, yeah, who really needs all that type of stuff? You know, maybe just a Toyota Corolla. It's safer, reliable, it's easier. Stuff like that. You know, little by little, small little dings along your way of your life will start getting your dream to become smaller and make it become more manageable, more realistic, more average. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. People change, you know, like maybe if you have a Lamborghini, maybe you're like, you know what, it was cool and I'm happy that I got it, but you know what, it's not even practical. And you know, I really could use like a Toyota that saves gas. It's actually really comfortable. Maybe the Lamborghini is not as comfortable. It looks cool, but it's not comfortable. And like this Toyota is actually kind of comfortable. I could sit in it for long road trips, and in which case, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Go get yourself the Toyota. But like, I just worry about some people settling on their dreams. I want you to have the options to attain the dreams you want, but I mean, choose to settle if you wish, but not out of don't settle out of scarcity. Settle because it's just what you want. And I think that's the way it should be. And you're gonna come into a lot of times in your life where these little things that you plan out, they never go the way they want to go. Everything's always gonna get screwed up. Always leave a little bit of room in your life for something to screw up, because it will screw up. Something will happen, someone will get sick, your car will break down. Like me, my car broke down. I was moving from one apartment to another apartment and my car broke down and I had to get it towed to the other apartment. And somehow everything worked out, right? But leave room for those errors, because it's gonna happen, you know? And every time some error happens and you get disappointed in your situation, a little bit of that dream flame, a little bit of that inspiration that's gonna get you to success, a little bit of that motivation and drive gets kicked out of you, and it hurts you in the long run, you know? And I don't want that for you or for anyone else out there. You know, even me, I'm not saying this from like a high and mighty place. Like, a lot of my motivation now, I'm 36 years old, about to be 37 this year. A lot of my motivation alone it's probably at a fraction of what it was, you know, in my 19s and 20s and whatnot. And it's true what they say, like, you can't do all the hard work while you're young, because it's dumb to think that when you're 40 years old, you're going to have the same motivation and push. What if you have kids? What if you have a family? Everyone's demanding your time. You have a business that you run or whatnot. It's going to be hard to manage all that. And it gets harder. And you're not going to be able to hold a flame next to an 18-year-old with everything in front of him, no family, no anything, fully young, can jump and do flips and climb and everything, you know? So take advantage of your time wisely as far as working goes. Use that as kind of like an investment for your future. Doesn't have to be 401k or anything like that. Just save that money, invest it in your future, starting your own business, learning a skill, learning a trade, reading a lot, read a lot of audiobooks. But don't lose that flame, because life is gonna kick you it's gonna get you hard, man. I don't really have anything else to say on this video. I could go on and on, but I feel like I'm just gonna keep saying the same thing over and over and over. But do not lose that flame. Keep it burning. People are gonna love to see you fall. Don't give them that satisfaction.